Okay, so hello everyone. In this tutorial, what I'm going to talk about is the use of object and bracket notation. So no matter you think you might have taught a lot of things, but in reality there are many things which perhaps everything can't be taught, and but still I found that one thing which I believe I needed to mention, so that it might be asked in an interview, that you can also use bracket notation. So first of all, let us define an object. And I also haven't said one thing. Suppose let profile equals to, okay, so we write like let's use my name. Okay, so now we can, if you write like this, what will happen? Let us console log this profile, or let us console log this object. And now if you run this script, let's see what happens. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so now if I run this script again, so you see I get the same thing. Okay, that is, you can use string while defining a property. So I also didn't know. And now if I write, okay, yeah, so you see I get the same thing. And even if you want, you can remove this and see. Okay, suppose if you want to see console log my profile, and if you run this script, let's see what happens. Okay, so here it's giving me this. Now let us say something like, let us try using the bracket notation. How to use the bracket notation? It's very simple. Instead of dot, you just use the bracket and give the name of the property of the object. So how you can use the bracket notation? Console log my profile. Now instead of dot, use the bracket notation and use my name. Okay, now if you run this script, let's see what happens. Okay, sorry, maybe, yeah, there is a mistake. This will be inside bracket, this will be inside a string. Okay, yes, so now this can or this can't be in a string, that's not a problem. But now hopefully we'll get our desired results. Okay, so you see that while you are using the bracket notation, the property name must be inside a string. Now we can define new properties with bracket notations too. Okay, define new properties with bracket notation like this. Suppose if I want to give my age, which is always 25, so console log my profile age equals to not 50, it's 25. Okay, and now if I console log my profile, let's see what we get. If you run this script, yeah, so you see here we added a new property, or you can say add new properties with the bracket notation. Now is it needed? No, but there might be one use case where if you get something like this, like let me put it in a string, or let me even put it like this, 1 1 2 many. You won't need the bracket notation. But now if I try something like this, you see you can't do like this. It's already giving you a syntax error. Okay, and now if you do like this, yeah, even then if you do something like this, yeah, still it's, let's see what it says. So this is a syntax error, and if you run this script to understand more clearly what it gives us, yeah, so it gives you a syntax error. But what you can do now is, instead of doing this, okay, so now it should give us a result. Yeah, so you see now here you get one to many. So when there is something you can study like what are the reserved keywords inside an object. So it is not recommended to use it this way, but there might be an interview question which says inside an object, if we give something like this, what will be the outcome? And if you don't know this, you will not be able to answer this. So I guess I pretty much explained what is object notation and what is dot notation. And so just very easy, instead of bracket notation, object notation versus bracket notation, just replace the object with a bracket and inside put the value of property. Is it useful? No. But in just this case where there is a 1, or if there is any number, it can also be inside without any string. And inside object, the property might be in a string or might not be in a string. It will still give you the same result. So now if I run this script, let's see what happens. Okay, so yeah, you see it's giving me same one to many. Now there is last thing. Okay, so constant profile obj equals to my name. And now if I console log this, and so what I did was from this object I just took this my name. Okay, and now if I want to print this, I might get an error, I might not. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here it says my name is not defined. So let us try something like this. Okay, so here I found out the mistake. The mistake was I should name this object my profile, and inside bracket notation I can write like this. So this is something, and I will get the same result now. Yeah, you see I get Tanzim. So here what I did is I took a new variable and I took a property of an object. This is kind of a reverse of object destructuring. Okay, in object destructuring you take the properties one by one and place it equals to the object. But here you took a variable and the name of the variable is same as the name of the property. You can't do like this, it will give you an error. Okay, so now let's see what happens if you do like this. Now if I run this script again, yes, so this must be in a string. So let me make things clear one more time. Object notation and bracket notation are almost the same thing. Just the difference is in bracket notation you need to use a bracket, and you need to use this is called a second bracket. Yeah, this bracket, and wrap the property around this bracket, and it must be inside a string. Your object can be or cannot be in a string. It will give you the same output, but while you're using bracket notation, the property must be in a string. And it's not useful, but if there is something like this, a reserved keyword which can't be invoked in an object, you can still invoke it by using the bracket notation. And lastly, you can declare a variable and put it in an object the object must be a string, and you can use bracket notation to print that object. So I guess I have explained things very clearly, and I was also confused, but as I said, the main benefit of teaching someone is you also get to learn yourself. So that is very much it, and this is the last of the object, and I believe I've tried my best to make object more and more clear. Thank you.